Good night, my friends. Good night, my beautiful MVP family. So tonight, I'm just here to thank you for all your support, but also to let you know that this will be a short hanging out with you. I have to speak tonight about. I'm going to speak on 1 Corinthians 13. And I'm going to speak on that because this thing happened and I'm laughing at myself, laughing at the meaning of love. And I just said, let me reach out to you guys. I haven't spoken to you this week. So let me do a quick speak out and get off this thing and go rest my voice. So last weekend, the kids were with me, the grandchildren were with me. See, I had to pull out my grandma mug. Right. In this mug, I have ginger with a lot of garlic, and it's a tea I'm drinking to get my voice back. I have to give a big shout out to my husband, who has been so awesome. I got up, I told you the kids were here, and I had a meeting on Monday. And after the meeting, I noticed that I don't know if it's the pollen or it's the children, but the children had the runny nose and all of that. And, as a grandmother, you're loving upon them, whether they're sick or not. You want to hug them, you want to kiss upon them, you want to just be there with them. So I spent a lot of time in their company. I had them, Jim Marie, Grayson, I had them. And so after Monday night, I felt my throat a little itchy, but usually it itches, but it never hurt. And then Wednesday, my throat was hurting. I was a little, not aching more than the ordinary because it was raining, so I know my arthritis was acting up in my back. But here I am. I lost my voice. My throat is a little sore. It was more sore yesterday, but I've been taking the garlic and ginger and have been able to speak a little bit better. So don't tell me get off. I shouldn't have done the video. I just wanted to do this quick video. Happy Sabbath to all of you, wherever you are. And I'm sorry. And so let me just quickly say this, that let us remember that a lot of these books in the Bible were letters, whether they were love letters or just letters to reprimand people or to guide people, but they were written. And for Corinthians, it was written by Paul to the people in Corinth. Now, he established a church in Corinth, but Corinth was a hard place, right? A lot of stuff was going on there. It's a worldwide commerce. I guess it was a meeting place for people to sell their goods. And so it was a degraded culture and idolatrous religion. So Paul founded a church there. And this 1 Corinthians was his first letter to that church that he founded in Corinth to help them to stay focused. Don't get caught up in what was going on there at that hub. They call it a hub, but to stay focused. He said, 1 Corinthians reveals the problems, the pressures, and the struggles of the lifestyle of the Corinthian church. factions, lawsuits, immorality, questionable practices, abuse of the Lord's Supper, and spiritual gifts. So in addition to words of discipline, Paul also shares words of counsel in answer to questions raised by the Corinthian believers. And so one of the counsel that he gave them was 1 Corinthians 13. And he spoke about the man should be beholden to God, but the woman who was taken from the rib of a man was created. The woman should be in honor of the husband. And it went on to talk about different things there. But what I want to focus on is verse 1 to verse 13. 1 Corinthians 13, 1 to 13. And it says here, though I speak with the tongues of men and of angels, and have not charity, if I'm not a kind person, if I don't give back to the poor, if I'm only living for myself, then he says, I am become as a sounding brass and a tinkling cymbal, empty noise. And although I have the gift of prophecy and understand all mysteries and all knowledge, and though I have all faith so that I could remove mountains, and I have no charity, I am nothing. And though I bestow all my goods to feed the poor, and though I give my body to be burned, and have no charity, it profiteth me nothing. So it's not just about doing, but there are principles that we must live by. He says, charity suffereth long, and it's kind. It envieth not. Charity vaunteth not itself, and it is not puffed up. Too many of us are so full of ourselves, and we think we're better than others. So he's telling us that no, if we give everything we have, but we think we're all that it's nothing. He said, charity does not behave itself unseemly. It seeketh not her own, is not easily provoked. And charity, when you have love, doesn't think evil. It's a charity does not rejoice in iniquity. When things bad happen to people, we don't jump and be happy, right? It says, but rejoices in the truth, right? We're happy when the truth comes out, when what people are saying or doing is truthful. We enjoy that. We believe that. Charity beareth all things, believeth all things, hopeth all things, and it endureth all things. Charity never faileth, but whether there be prophecies, they shall fail. Whether there be tongues, they shall cease. Whether there be knowledge, it shall vanish away. For we know in part, and we prophesy in part. But when that which is perfect is come, then that which is in part shall be turned away. But when that which is come, all of these other prophecies and all these other things, they are done away with. When I was a child, I spoke as a child. I understood as a child. And I thought as a child. But when I became a man or a woman, I put away childish things. Paul said to the people in Corinth, For now we see through a glass darkly. When we don't know, when we don't understand, when we're only listening to what others say, we're not reading and understanding for ourselves. We're not asking God to open our understanding so we can understand. He says, you're looking through the glass, but it's dark. You're looking through it darkly. You're hearing it, but you can't understand it. But he says, but then face to face, now I know in part, but then shall I know even as also I am known. And he says, now abideth faith, hope, and charity. These three things, but the greatest of them is charity. The greatest of them is love, right? Charity is love. So faith, hope, and love together. But he says when you're able to love, it's a different ball game because everything else can fail, but love stands forever. So I know that my grandchildren were not well, but I couldn't just love them when they're only well. They were active, they were moving around, they were not purely sitting down. But if you love them when they're good, you got to love them when the nostrils are running, right? So you have to love unconditionally at all times. We cannot pick and choose when to love. So I'm just saying to us, make it a great Saturday, make it a great Sabbath. Take good care of yourselves. Don't ever think that Miss Bev is not taking care of herself. I take my vitamins, I do all of that. I drink a lot of water. But again, things happen. And when it happens, you just have to go with it. As a matter of fact, May is always my harsh time. Every time the weather changes, I get something. When it changes from summer to fall, at the end of summer or the end, getting ready to start the fall, something just happens. And when it's springtime coming on, and now at the end of spring I get it. But I'm giving thanks because I'm here, I can talk, and so I'm going to shut up now and just say to you all, thanks for all your love, thanks for your caring. Lift me up in prayer that this body will be healed soon. And just thanks to all of you for your support. Thanks to every one of you. All of you, you know who you are. All of you, my powerful MVP family members, the members, the non-members, the visitors, those of you who are brand new to the channel, welcome and thank you. And just know that all of you are appreciated.